Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am Louise, this is Sewing Daze, and today I'm going to be doing a recap of 2021 here at Sewing Daze. I mean, we all started 2021 with all of the hope in the world, and yeah, it didn't quite go like that, did it? So if you're new here, every month I do a recap video which basically updates you guys on what I've been doing at the shop, how I've been personally, and just generally it's a nice catch up and a nice way for us to chat and connect. So stay tuned and you can actually watch me reacting to my monthly recap videos. I haven't done one for the last couple of months because it's been really busy. This is my way to catch up with you guys, to show you what it's been like running a business in year 2 of a global pandemic. As always, if you enjoy our content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and you'll be the first to find out when we post a new video every Friday. Okay, let's go. So if you're new here, I am Louise. I have been running Sewing Daze since June 2017, so for about 4.5 years at this point as we hit the end of 2021. It was all going really well. It still is going kind of well. And then the global pandemic hit in March 2020. Now, I have been talking for about 3 years about starting a YouTube channel, and it was just never top of my priority. We moved the shop, we did some refurb, we started the online shop, all of the things kept becoming a priority. And then in January 2021, here in the UK, we went back into our third lockdown, but our second one that was for a really long period of time. So the initial one was 3 months, then we had one in November for a month, and then this one here, and it was 3.5 months. I think I closed on Christmas Eve and I opened in the middle of April. So yeah, it was absolutely mad, but I will come on to that in a bit. It was the perfect opportunity for me to start this YouTube channel. So I've been doing this for almost a year at this point. It was absolutely crazy, and I want to thank all of you guys who have been here either from the start or if you're brand new, for coming back every week and enjoying our content, loving our unboxings, our fabric, our yarn, all of that, and for purchasing from us from all over the world as well. Like, it really does make this just the best. So I have my YouTube channel just here, and I'm going to be watching back parts of my recap videos because basically can't really remember what happened for a lot of this year. I think I blocked quite a bit of it out. Also, if you're new here, I have struggled quite a lot with both my mental health over the last couple of years. I'm super honest about it. I know a lot of you guys have the same things, same struggles, and living with anxiety and depression and all of those things. So I think it'd be really interesting for me to go back and see how far I've come and to see how past Louise was feeling at the time. I have the channel ready, and let's start with January. I'm going to be recapping January 2021. Just makes me laugh how we all got to December 2020 and we're like, okay, bye 2020, you've been awful, and then 2021 has been exactly the same. It will be, Louise. It absolutely will be the exact same. Well, pretty much. First of all, it's so funny watching my old videos back because the production value is still not brilliant. My editing still not brilliant, but yikes. Everybody's first few YouTube videos are rubbish, and it's quite good because nobody's watching yet. So so many of our customers rely on us for their mental health. That we're not essential like a food shop or a pharmacy, but garden centres can remain open. Buying things to keep you busy in your garden is no different from buying things to keep you busy when you're crafting. Okay. So I felt very strongly about the fact that I didn't want to be closed. I was actually enjoying quite a lot of time off, which was pretty fun, but yeah, it was tough the first 4 months of this year, not knowing how long we were going to be closed for, or whether we'd ever even reopen, or if the online shop would keep us ticking over, if we'd get any more government grants. Literally all of that stuff was just very stressful at the time, and I can tell from this video that I'm pretending to be really cool and chilled about it, but in my head I'm like, oh my god, what is gonna happen? Ah! And a lot of people are really struggling. I wouldn't say I'm struggling, but it's definitely not like it would be if I opened. It's more worrying that if this carries on long term, that we might be in a bit of trouble, but who knows. I inserted a video I put from my Instagram then, and man, I was sad. I look tired, I look drained, I look emotionally and physically drained, and that was exactly how I was feeling at that point. The pandemic had been going on for nearly a year. I was running the business as much as I could, as well as I could, but I still had all my bills going out. Mentally, I was not in a good place. It was very stressful. Not just the shop, but just life and adulting in general. I've always struggled a bit, but yeah, it was, yeah, I was not in a good place in January, but we made it through. So yeah, it's, yeah, it's bit emotional watching it back actually. They released the new roadmap of how we're going to get the whole of the UK out of lockdown over the next 3 or 4 months, and they let us know when we can reopen. So in last month's video I spent a lot of time saying this, but it's so difficult to know how long you need to budget for and how long this is going to run for and how to plan ahead when you don't know how long this lockdown will last. But don't worry, January Louise, February Louise has got your back. So February Louise was a lot more optimistic. By that point we knew when we were going to reopen, and it was actually quite nice to see the change in me in just a couple of weeks, in that this sort of disheartened feeling into proactive businesswoman mode. And that's just kind of how it is, and that's how it is running a business, that's how it is being human. I look a lot better, I obviously felt a lot better, and yeah, I was ready. And also we did the refurb that month and I had so much fun with that refurb. If you missed it, if you weren't here, then I will tag our refurb vlog up here and you can click that and have a watch of that, because that was the first vlog I did, and I had a great fun doing it, and the shop then looked absolutely amazing afterwards. So one thing that did keep me going through the lockdowns and has kept the business running and my morale going is our social stitch. So every Thursday we do crafts and laughs. So obviously COVID permitting, we've been doing it in the shop, but we did it for about 15 months online, every Thursday on Zoom, and there was a core group of us that just kept going, and it was such a great way to keep my crafting mojo going, because I know a lot of us lost that in the middle of this year, but also to just keep seeing friends and socialising and having the people I love around me. Although it's customers, everybody's become friends, and we had a really good time. So I'm very glad that we kept that going, and also being able to bring that back in real life when we did back in July. I'm starting another temperature blanket. Started a specific Instagram account and TikTok. Feel free to follow along, and I'll be posting one video every day. I also talked about a temperature blanket project that I was going to do and I was going to be completely accountable for, and I've basically done about 3 squares out of 300. So ignore that. That Louise was telling absolute lies. I didn't keep up with it at all. I also didn't keep up with doing TikTok or Instagram Reels very much. I'm better at Instagram Reels, to be fair. So you can follow us on our social medias down here to see what we're up to. But she had all the best intentions and failed at all of it. So the March video was actually a year-long recap of the first year of the pandemic, and again I'm going to tag that up here. And it was weird looking back for a year then, and even though I'm now looking back for a year now, it has felt like the longest time since pre-pandemic. And this new normal that we're all getting back to doesn't exist yet, because we're still, even now in December 2021, still trying to figure this out, and there's the different variants, and can we travel and can we not, and all of those things. So hopefully by the end of 2022, cut back to this future Louise when I'm talking absolute nonsense and everything's all gone wrong again. Hopefully by the end of 2022 we will be back to some sort of normality. I have had the business for 4.5 years, and for almost 2 of those years we have been in a global pandemic, and that is so mad to think about. We've carried on, and if we can make it through those years with you guys' support and still being able to get stock in, even if it's been a bit sketchy at times, and having this much beautiful fabric and the shop looking as good as it does, then hopefully we'll be able to get through anything. On the 13th of April we reopened. I can't tell you how great it's been being reopened again. Okay, so April, also really optimistic Louise. The shop had just reopened by this point. I think it had been open about 10 days by the time I made this video, so I was buzzing. I could see you guys again in person. We had loads of stock coming in. I'd refilled all the yarn, all the fabrics, and I was so happy at that point to just keep going and get the ball rolling again, because it felt like we'd been banging our head against a brick wall for a long time. We still couldn't do workshops at this point, so it was just doing the shop, and I had actually reduced my hours at this point as well, but we were still doing loads of online, and I was still doing YouTube videos for you guys. So May was my birthday and I had a great time. We were still coming out of lockdown, so there wasn't tons that we could do. I still couldn't do groups together in here, which is what I normally do. I normally do a birthday here, but I remember I did an absolutely huge sale, and you guys loved it. So thank you to everybody who buys normally or in the sale, online and in person and over the phone and all of those things. You literally do make this happen. I know I'm the one that stands here and actually physically does the work, but the work wouldn't be there if you guys didn't support us, so thank you very much. I was struggling with my mental health then as well. It's been pretty patchy this year. I've either been really good or really down, and there hasn't really been a middle ground. And I know that May was a month that I kind of struggled with just day to day. We'd been in and out of lockdowns for so long, and I was really in survival mode, and then all of a sudden everything was like, okay, back to normal, off you go. And it took me a while to readjust back to that. I managed it, we got there, but if you watch the videos back, you can see that I was talking a lot about literally getting out of bed, functioning, and going back to bed again. And at that point, that was literally all I was capable of. June, I was ticking along, and I was trying my best to keep the shop going, to keep being entertaining for you guys, to keep having chats with you guys when you were coming in, but I was really struggling. The shop was just picking back up, the ball again, like I said, was rolling, and we were getting there. It was an interesting month actually, especially knowing now what happened in July. Yeah, it was a lot of me pretending I was holding things together and everything was fine, and mentioning like, oh, I have anxiety and it's fine, and some days it's difficult and some days it's easy, but I was having more bad days than good at that point, and pretending I wasn't. And I think having YouTube and having you guys and having the shop, it really made me keep going, for good or bad, and it just kept me ticking over, trying to just figure out what the hell was going to happen next and what I wanted and all of those things. Because by the middle of July, I closed the shop for 2.5 weeks. I haven't really spoken about this on here, but I ceased to function. My brain got completely full, and I had a bit of a, I'm going to say a wobble, but that is the world's biggest understatement. I was struggling, and I got hit a wall, and it just all hit a peak, and I had to take some time off for myself to just figure out my brain and what was happening and what was going to happen next. And I just needed to not do anything for a while. I went to stay with some family, which was really nice because I hadn't seen them since before the pandemic. I just needed time to regroup and focus on myself. I'm really glad I did. It was also stressful because the shop was closed, so I wasn't earning money, but then I was still doing online orders, and I had other people coming in and packing them for me and all of those things, so it was a different kind of juggling to do with the shop. But in July, particularly towards the end, I just broke. It was a stressful time. It's been a stressful time. I'm hoping I'm coming out the other side of it now. By August and September, the shop was back up and running, and we actually started doing our classes again in September, which was amazing. I wasn't sure if I was going to bring classes back or not, because particularly with having to cancel them with COVID, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of admin. I don't like letting people down if we have to cancel a class and all of those things, but we finally brought them back, and I'm so glad we did. As soon as we can in the new year, we will be bringing them back as well. I haven't put any classes out at the moment because I'm just not convinced COVID is going to allow us to. Stay tuned for that, and if you want to keep up to date, like I said, follow us on social medias, or we do have a mailing list on the website as well, so you'll get about 1 email a week with updates. And also, as soon as the new workshops do go out, which probably won't be till February, then you can be one of the first to book, because we only have limited spaces and they do fill up really quickly. So most of the autumn pretty much blended into one. September, October and most of November just kind of, I was just ticking along. I was keeping the shop running. We were getting ready for Christmas. I started Christmas back in July, and you guys all thought I was absolutely crazy, and now it's already happened and time just goes so quick. But yes, it was getting the shop back to normal. It was finding some sort of routine. I actually had a couple of staff members work with me for that time in the lead up to Christmas, which made it so much easier for me, because there are so many jobs that I really want to get to do, and I just don't get a chance. I'm never going to have time to clean the windows or sort the stock room out or any of those things. And it's so nice to have, particularly Rhiannon, who I know you've definitely seen on here before, come in with me on a Saturday. She's here, and it just means that I can focus on doing other things, and she can be here to hold the fort in the shop and do tidying and sorting and unpacking and all of those things. It does help having extra pairs of hands for sure. Okay, so I haven't done a recap video for a couple of months because November was particularly hard for me. I'm not going to tell you why or what happened, because quite frankly it's none of your business. But I took some more time off in November to focus on myself, to figure some stuff out, and I'm not gonna cry. Well, probably am. Yeah, I am feeling a lot better, a lot of calm, which I haven't felt for a while. but it's still a very stressful time, and I think it will be for a while, just with stuff that's been going on that you guys haven't seen. Hopefully, like I said, 2022 will be a much better year. Also in November, which actually came at the perfect time, I got to go and see my best friend in America, and that was just the best. I hadn't seen her for 3 and a bit years. I got to do fabric shopping when I was over there, so I went to Joanne Fabrics and Michael's, and I'll tag that video up here that I did while I was over there. That was absolutely amazing to have a nice break. I never normally close the shop, particularly that was Black Friday weekend, and the idea of closing on Black Friday when you run a retail business is just absolutely nuts, but I needed it. There's one thing I've definitely learned this year, is that I need to make the business work for me, not me working for the business. I was working so hard, I was working so many hours, I was doing all the things I thought were expected of me because I'm so used to working for other people, and I think I finally hit the wall and realised that this needs to work how I need it to. And if I need to take time off, or I need to take a step back, or I want to do extra hours or extra videos or any of those things, I can do it. I am completely in charge, and that means that I can step forward, but it also means that I can step back. So my New Year's resolution for 2022 is to stay on that path and know that I am the boss. I'm going to stay as consistent for you guys as I absolutely can, but if I need to take time for myself, then I don't need to wait until it's like DEFCON 1. I can do it when I start to slip. And then December has been so quick. When we close on Christmas Eve every year, we sort of lose a week and a half of the month, so it just feels like it goes super quick. We did another sale, we did 30% of everything Christmas, and we went from having 2 shelves of fabric and 2 tables of kits and stuff to now having 1 shelf of fabric and a couple of fat quarters that are here. They are still on the website, and at the time of recording this video they are still 30% off as well. I can't believe another year is over, and hopefully by the time you are seeing this video, I am thousands of miles away having the absolute best time in Florida Disney. I'm supposed to be going back to see my best friend. She is there right now. I am going to go and meet her and all of her family and spend New Year's in Epcot having the best time. I'm then going to go and visit her for a week at her house, so the shop, as I mentioned before, is going to be closed until the 18th of January, which will definitely give me enough time to regroup. I'm going to be working on the website while I'm away, hopefully the eBay shop, because that's something else I want to get ready and going in 2022, and I've got lots of admin that I need to do in my week there with her as well. And I know all of my regulars are now shouting at the screen going, "Louise, it's your holiday, don't work." I'm not going to be working that much. Probably just when my jet lag kicks in and I have time. I'm definitely not working at Disney. By the time you see this, I will not be reading the comments. I will come back and read them, I promise. But I'm going to be having the absolute best time, providing my flight goes. Stay tuned to the social medias for all of the updates. And if I can, I'm hoping to do another fabric and yarn shopping video while I'm out there. So yeah, stay tuned. So that is it for this video. I know it wasn't particularly yarn or fabric related, but it was a little behind the scenes peek of me, of the shop, of how I've been feeling, how my year's been, and what we hope to do in 2022. I literally cannot thank you enough for all of your support, your likes, your views, your thumbs up, all of those things. They really, really do make a huge difference to the business, to the money that we take, but also to the support and to the YouTube algorithm as well. So I absolutely love reading your comments. So if you want to leave any down below, let us know what your best things about 2021 were and what you're looking forward to for 2022. I would love to read your comments and reply back to all of them. I hope you have the best new year, you had a great Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate, or if you haven't, then I just hope you've had a lovely rest, and that going forward you look after yourselves, because 2022 is going to be the year that we kick butt. It's been so great to catch up, and as always, if you enjoy our content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, and you'll be the first to find out when we post a brand new video. Next week I am doing a tour video of the shop. We haven't done one since I think April, so I'm going to be giving you a little update while the shop is nice and clean and tidy and looking relatively full, and you can see all of the changes that we have made. Until then, have a great new year, stay safe, and we'll see you in 2022. Have a good day, guys.